Detroit and Ann Arbor, and for many of you, also probably in her house, because this is a friend and family member. So then please give a warm welcome to Jade Locke.
How you guys doing tonight? Probably your third time hearing that tonight. How do we feel about 9/11 jokes? I'm just piggybacking off of Diana here. I'm really pissed because I put 2 hours worth into the meter, and I don't think I'll be here that long. So that's 4 quarters just gone. Remind me to not book a hair appointment the same day I have a performance. I have this new hairstyle. My hairstylist, she couldn't do the style I wanted. And so I went in there feeling like Jade, and I came out looking like Tyrone. You know, she's about to wash my hair, and she's like, "Can you take your hoodie off?" And I'm like, "Sure, if you want to see my titties." I didn't put a shirt on over this, you know. I was going to, and I thought about it, and I was like, no, it'll be fine. I guess subconsciously I wanted to flash my barber. You know, it's just the I can't find the word I'm looking for, the fragility of life, I suppose. Before my hair appointment, I got some Tim Hortons, and I got an everything bagel breakfast sandwich, you know, bacon, egg, and cheese, and they burnt the bacon. You know, we used to be a proper country, you know, one where people knew how to cook bacon. You know, it's like, and what's up with the fruit? It's gone. I buy the fruit and it's gone in 5 days. You know, I'm starting to feel like my father. You know, he buys fruit and then he's upset when we eat it. You know, he's like, "Where'd all the fruit gone?" And I'm like, "We ate it," and he's upset. You know, and you'll have to excuse my forehead. Like I said, this isn't the style I wanted. And I got that from my father too. So, you know, my dad, he was a general manager at McDonald's for probably like 15 plus years, as long as I can remember. And every time I look at his hairline, I hear I'm loving it. If you know my father, you know. All right. Okay, that's all the jokes I came up with on the way here. So I'm just gonna get into the actual set now. All right, so I'm Jade Locke, as half of the room already knows. And I do a lot of things, but when I'm up on the stage, I'm a stand-up comedian. But without fail, every time I get up on the stage, I'm like, woo, I could use a chair. It's tiring standing up here for all these minutes. You know, 10 minutes is a very long time when you count the seconds out by minutes. I also get really frustrated because my lip touched the mic and it pisses me off. I'm disgusted right now. It is taking everything within me to not grab sanitizer and sanitize my lips right now. I'm hoping the comics don't have anything. You guys promise. Don't tempt me. Do not tempt me right now, all right? So, yeah, stand-up comedian. I always want to sit back down. Because I'm tired, you know. I had one show, and ironically there was a chair up there, and so I took a seat, and it immediately felt wrong, because suddenly I was eye contact with the audience, and everyone knows that I'm up on this stage and you're not, because I'm better than all of you, all right, and I need the eye level to reflect that, all right, because you see, I'm an empath. And as an empath, I can feel how miserable you all are, you know. And there's always one guy, and he's like, "I'm not miserable." That's my old white man voice. They're always like, "I'm not miserable," and it's like, who are you trying to convince, me or yourself? All right. There's only 2 kinds of people who aren't miserable right now. They either don't give a fuck about what's going on, or they're on drugs. Okay. That's why I did a line of coke before I got up here. All right, that's why I'm not miserable. But there are people who are raw dogging it. They're raw dogging this administration. Raise your hand if you're raw dogging it. No raw doggers in here, disappointing. I really wanted to hear about your sex lives. But, normally people just want to share, but I get it, you guys are shy, it's okay. And that's why I became a comedian, that for a brief moment in time, I could bring levity to all of your miserable, miserable lives, And I was kidding about the Coke thing, I'm not white. But I do have a white girlfriend, and I'm starting to be concerned that my proximity to a Caucasian is starting to affect me. Whiteness is a disease that impacts billions each year, all right? My girlfriend and I, we decided to make some stew a couple of weeks back. And, I'm like, okay, baby, let's go to Myers to get the Worcestershire sauce and the herbs de Provenza, all right? And she's like, no, I'm not driving to a third grocery store, and I'm like, I didn't argue with her, I'm just a passenger princess, And then this woman had the gall, the audacity, the caucasity, if you will, to say, it's good, but it's missing something. You mean like the seasonings you said we didn't need? And I don't know how in the hell I let my black ass be convinced by a cracker to not put any seasonings into my food. Where in the hell did I go wrong? It's like, is this what they mean when you're saying like pussy whipped? Because my girlfriend may be white, but she does not have the body of a white woman, okay? All right? And if not anyone, it has to be God, okay? And so every night I sit and I pray to him and I say, God, thank you. I'm not religious, by the way, but I say, God, you see my struggles and you heard my prayers. And you did not let me go without. You see, God said, I see you fibbling and fabbling with a woman of Caucasian variety. And he said, I will not let you go without my child. There's this dumb argument online, and it's like, you can't be pro-black if you date a white woman. And I'm like, are you still pro-black with my black foot up your ass? It's like, it pisses me off. And so, still learning how to hold a mic. And so I say all that to say that my girlfriend has some nice tits. The greatest tits there's ever been. That was my Trump impression. I'll work on it. All right, so white person, God, I got all the important ones, my girlfriend has nice tits, and so sometimes I like to go up to her and I go, 6'7". I did all that setup for a 6'7" joke, yes. Suck it, deal with it. So I really like to make my woman laugh. It's really easy. It's very easy to make the modern woman happy. They don't want your cars. They don't want your money. And I think that's why men of these days really struggle. Because men, they're only good for two things, okay? Sperm and manual labor, all right? Now, I would have said sex, but apparently to the straight and bisexual woman, they're not very good at that either. And it made me wonder how many of us would be here if our mothers had to finish in order to conceive. I know we all like to think that our fathers are laying down the pipe. I actually don't want to think about that, actually. The only pipes I care about a man laying have water, okay? The only men with value have blue-collar jobs, all right? And if you don't like what I'm saying, don't blame me, blame the patriarchy, all right? And what, like men have emotions or are individuals with hopes and dreams? No, that's ridiculous, all right? Now go outside and fix my car, all right? Now that it's just us ladies, I know us women can be a little slow on the uptake. For anyone who doesn't know what the patriarchy means, it means men rule and women drool, and as the emotional and drooling woman that I am, the other day I found myself getting so upset Oh wait, I'm sorry. Me, dumb, stupid woman. Everyone knows that anger isn't an emotion. That's why men are allowed to be so violent. It's the one thing they have. All right, and here I am trying to go and take that from them. You know, my father, who is in the crowd tonight, my father was not a very emotional man growing up. If I cried, I was sensitive and was going to be given something to cry about, but that's okay. I'm not holding it against them. But I was having a conversation with my aunt and him, who are also in the crowd tonight. We were discussing sexuality, my sexuality to be specific. And my father goes, "You just haven't found the right stick yet." And to that I say, what the fuck? Can we get a round of boos in the crowd? You know, like, who the fuck says that? You know, I think I'd rather be told being gay is a sin and you're just confused. You know, and to that I asked my father, how many sticks have you tried? You know, since he seems to be speaking from experience. You know, so one last thing, I did get the light, but I think I will go past because I can. You know, so this isn't the first show that my family has come to. And they came to one a couple months back, and the comedians on the show was like, "Oh, it's so sweet that your family came to support you. Mine never would." That's my white woman voice. And I'm like, yeah, I should be grateful. And they're like, yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, you sweet, innocent summer child. You think they're here to support me, but I know that they're here to make fun of me, all right? All right, my entire life I've been the butt of the joke, all right? I just decided that one day I would make money off of it, you know? It's like, you may have all these white people fooled, but not me, all right? I've been Jade, Locke.